The alien DNA inside you. The chilling secret of Comet 67P. Right now, inside every one of your cells, there exists an alien. It's not a virus, not a bacteria. It is the very blueprint of you, the thing we call DNA. We've always assumed it was a homegrown product born from the cradle of Earth. But what if the original code, life's version 1.0, was an immigrant from interstellar space? This insane question doesn't come from a science fiction movie. It was etched in ice and dust on a rock darker than coal, hurtling through the void at 135,000 kilometers per hour. And it has a name. Comet 67P/Churyumov-Gerasimenko. This is the haunting story of humanity's decade-long chase to catch it, only to hear it whisper a bone-chilling truth. Perhaps we were never truly from Earth at all. Imagine a world before memory itself. 4.6 billion years ago, when the solar system was just a chaotic cloud of dust and gas, a tiny fragment was born. It was not a magnificent planet, nor a brilliant star. It was a lump of ice, dust, and rock, a dirty snowball, as scientists call it, flung into the infinite darkness. That wanderer was 67P/Churyumov-Gerasimenko. For billions of years, 67P drifted. It witnessed the birth of planets, cataclysmic collisions, the formation of the Earth and the Moon. It is a time machine, a capsule containing the primordial material of our universe. Its surface, strangely black, hides secrets that no history book could ever record. It is more than a celestial body. It is a silent witness to the dawn of time. And then, a tiny, curious species on a pale blue planet decided they had to know what this witness was hiding. The name they gave their audacious mission carried deep historical weight: Rosetta. Just as the Rosetta Stone helped Egyptologists decipher hieroglyphs, unlocking the secrets of a lost civilization, the Rosetta spacecraft was expected to decode the language of the cosmos, written in ice and dust on Comet 67P. The journey began on March 2, 2004. For 10 years, Rosetta looped around the Earth 3 times and Mars once, using the planet's gravity to slingshot itself like a cosmic discus thrower. It even had to hibernate for 31 months to conserve power as it flew into the depths of space, where the sun's light was too faint. It was a multi-billion-dollar technological gamble, a chase where the target was just a tiny, blurry dot. In August 2014, after a journey of over 6.4 billion kilometers, Rosetta finally caught its prey. For the first time in history, a human-made spacecraft had entered into orbit around a comet. The first images it sent back stunned the world. Comet 67P was not a simple sphere. It looked like a bizarre rubber duck with 2 distinct lobes connected by a narrow neck. Its surface was rugged, covered in cliffs, pits, and giant boulders. But the most shocking thing was its smell. Data from its spectrometers revealed that if you could smell the comet's thin atmosphere, its coma, it would be a horrific cocktail of rotten eggs, hydrogen sulfide, the stench of horse stables, ammonia, and the suffocatingly sharp scent of formaldehyde. It was a strange, harsh, and somewhat disgusting world. But within that foul smell lay the first clue to something extraordinary. On November 12, 2014, the world held its breath. From the Rosetta mothership, a small 100-kilogram machine named Philae detached and began its 7-hour freefall to the comet's surface. This was the moment of truth. No one had ever dared to attempt this before. But the landing did not go as planned. The harpoons designed to anchor Philae to the icy surface failed to fire. Instead of a gentle touchdown, Philae bounced, floating for nearly 2 hours before hitting the surface a second time and then bouncing once more. It finally came to rest wedged in the shadow of a cliff, tilted at an awkward angle, its exact location a mystery. Philae's primary battery had only about 60 hours of life. Trapped in darkness, its solar panels were useless. Philae's life seemed destined to end in tragedy. But in the short time it had before falling into an eternal sleep, it worked. It drilled into the surface, analyzed samples, and sent its last precious data back to Rosetta. And within that data lay a bombshell. Scientists found not just water ice or simple molecules. They found something far more complex. The Rosetta orbiter, and later Philae, confirmed the presence of carbon-based organic molecules, the foundation of life on Earth. But the most astonishing discovery was glycine. Glycine is the simplest amino acid, one of the fundamental building blocks used to create proteins and therefore life as we know it. Finding glycine on a comet is like finding a single letter from the alphabet in a book written in a completely alien language. It's not a full sentence yet, but it's proof that the alphabet of life is not exclusive to Earth. But it didn't stop there. Data from Rosetta continued to send shockwaves with the discovery of phosphorus. This element is critically important. It forms the backbone of the DNA and RNA molecules, the genetic coils that carry the information for every living thing on this planet. Phosphorus is also a key component of ATP, the molecule that transports energy within our cells. To put it simply, on a foul-smelling ice rock more than 500 million kilometers from Earth, we found nearly all the basic ingredients for life: carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, and now both glycine and phosphorus. All the necessary ingredients for a grand biological recipe were present. A haunting question began to form. Was this just a random cosmic coincidence? Or was 67 a messenger, carrying a package that had been lost for billions of years? Rosetta's discovery breathed new life into a scientific theory that is both romantic and controversial: panspermia. Derived from ancient Greek, panspermia means seeds everywhere.
This hypothesis, first proposed by the Greek philosopher Anaxagoras around 500 BC, suggests that life did not originate on Earth. Instead, the seeds of life, perhaps extremely resilient microorganisms or simply complex organic molecules, traveled through space on comets, asteroids, or cosmic dust, seeding any planets with suitable conditions, including our own. For centuries, panspermia was considered a fringe idea, something close to science fiction. Mainstream science largely favored the primordial soup theory, which posits that life arose from chemical reactions in Earth's ancient oceans. But this theory has a critical weakness. It doesn't fully explain why life appeared so suddenly and exploded around 3.8 billion years ago, immediately following a horrific period known as the Late Heavy Bombardment. During this era, Earth was relentlessly pummeled by countless asteroids and comets. So why did life emerge so forcefully right after this hellscape ended? Proponents of panspermia offer a chilling but logical explanation. The very agents of destruction, the comets and asteroids, were also the messengers of life. They were both destroyers and creators. They delivered water to form our oceans, and, more importantly, they delivered the organic building blocks that the young Earth lacked. Rosetta's findings on Comet 67P are the strongest physical evidence yet for this scenario. It shows that these packages filled with the ingredients of life are real. The universe is not a sterile, barren place. It is a vast garden, and the seeds are blowing in the wind. This leads to a profound philosophical consequence. If panspermia is true, then our family tree does not begin in a puddle of mud on Earth. It begins in a cloud of dust between the stars. We are not the unique product of this planet. We are the descendants of the cosmos. We are, quite literally, all aliens. This is where the story shifts from established science to the realm of audacious hypothesis, where imagination and terror intersect. Rosetta found the building blocks. But what if they weren't just random blocks? What if they were the ruins of a much larger structure? DNA, the molecule carrying our genetic code, is an incredibly complex double helix. But at its core, it's made of simpler components, a sugar-phosphate backbone, and 4 types of chemical letters called nitrogenous bases. Rosetta found phosphorus, for the backbone, and carbon-nitrogen organic compounds, the precursors to the bases. Let's take a leap of imagination. What if, billions of years ago, Comet 67P wasn't just carrying the individual components, but a complete strand of genetic code, or at least a primitive version of RNA, the precursor to DNA? During its billions of years journey through space, exposed to harsh cosmic radiation and brutal temperature swings, that code would inevitably degrade. Like an ancient book rotting away over time, the long molecular chains would break into smaller fragments. The complex structures would be shattered, leaving behind only the most basic components. What Rosetta found, glycine, phosphorus, organic molecules, might not be bricks waiting to be built with. They might be the debris from a collapsed building. They are DNA traces, the chemical echoes of a genetic message that has been erased by time and space. If this hypothesis is correct, it could explain one of biology's greatest mysteries. Why does all life on Earth use the exact same genetic code, from the smallest bacterium to the largest blue whale? Could it be that we all descend from a single seed, a cosmic ancestor that arrived here on a frozen vessel like 67P? The idea is both breathtaking and terrifying. It suggests we could be the result of a single seeding event. But who or what was the sower? Was it a natural, random process of the universe? Or is there a cosmic gardener out there, deliberately spreading life throughout the galaxies? And an even more frightening question: if our seed came from elsewhere, could there be other seeds with completely different DNA codes also floating out there, waiting to land on a suitable world? Life on Earth might just be one of many biological operating systems in the universe. Rosetta's mission ended on September 30, 2016. Its work complete, it was commanded to perform a controlled impact onto the surface of Comet 67P, ending its journey alongside the very object it had spent over a decade studying. A poetic end to one of humanity's greatest space missions. Rosetta and Philae now travel forever with 67P, the first man-made objects on a comet, silent emissaries from a distant world. But the story they tell has only just begun. The data Rosetta sent home is still being analyzed, and each new discovery only deepens the mystery. We touched an ancient traveler, and it has forever changed how we see ourselves. We can no longer confidently claim that Earth is an isolated oasis of life.
The evidence is mounting that our planet is connected to the cosmos in a far more intimate and profound way than we ever imagined. The oceans from which our ancestors emerged may be filled with water from comets. The air we breathe may contain elements forged in the hearts of long-dead stars. And within our very DNA, there may exist the chemical echoes of a journey through the darkness between the stars. The next time you look up at the night sky and see a shooting star, remember that it's not just a burning rock. It could be a messenger, carrying a package filled with the components of life. It could be a distant cousin of Comet 67P, continuing the work of seeding that began billions of years ago. The mystery of Comet 67 is not a story about aliens. It is the story of us. It forces us to confront an unbelievable and bone-chilling truth. To find our own origin, we may have to look to the stars, not to the ground beneath our feet. We are the children of the stars, born of dust and ice, carrying the legacy of an ancient traveler. And the search for extraterrestrial DNA is, in the end, the search for ourselves.